Today's question or thought for the day, inquiry of the day, whatever you call it, certainly not seeking, um, rather just seeing and seeing what you see, saying what you see, sensualizing what you see or say. It's all about seeing. But anyway, there seems to be a lot, I see a lot of people um, talking about, are you in your ego, or are you in your ascendant self, in your ascendant pure consciousness? Are you there or are you there? And I think this can be quite confusing, although highly relatable for the ego, because the ego loves to see division. It loves to, subjectify or objectify. It loves that movement of subject-object relationship, i.e., it loves it when you see yourself as a subject experience of your body, which is just a thought. And then from that thought, it likes to see other things as other. So it sees things as other from what it is, because they can't merge, they remain two forms. It's only consciousness that can, when awakened, see in its merging of any form that arises out of the body, it sees the form as not other than consciousness being experienced. So that's where that works. But if you're in your ego, what you'll do is you'll say, I want to be pure consciousness. I want to be in my ascendant. I want to be unconditional. I want to be not see people as other. I don't want to be, because I don't want to be in my ego. Why don't you want to be in your ego? Because in my ego, I judge people. I talk to myself. I don't like myself. I don't like others. And I'm codependent and all of these things. So, what you're doing from this seeking perspective is you're comparing and contrasting what is ego in terms of seeking, in terms of separation, from awakening consciousness being the root source of experience. So as the ego, you're trying to choose self-realization over living in your ego. And this simply doesn't work. This does not work. If anything, the way it works is just go back to the very traditional methods, from the original prophets. Don't, not even thinking about today's modern teachers. Let's go back to the traditional prophets. Let's go back to Jesus, or go back to Buddha, where, remain as I am, or practice meditation and non-attachment. There's no choice in wanting to not be in the ego. There's just quietening the mind and then come to see what is it that truly observes the mind, but observes the mind in a way where it's non-attached. As soon as awareness is not attached to the mind, then it comes to see that in its permanent nature is not qualified by the mind. Here, awareness comes from its own essential nature, which is non-local. And there's no choice. You don't choose it. You don't say, I want to live in my ascendant essential nature and I want to come away from ego. Because when you do awaken, you then realize that all your patterns that used to make up the sense of personal experience, they lose. What happens is they lose grip of how they used to experience you, because now, as awareness being the root source of experience, these patterns then begin to associate more to awareness being the root source of experience. So the patterns start to correct. They start to remodify, because you can't live without patterning. So it's impossible. To make a cup of tea, you need patterning. To put the kettle on, to think about where to get a cup from and stuff like that. So that's that. So don't be caught up in that I want type of seeking. Don't be caught up in I want no ego and I just want to be, I love it. I heard someone talk about it the other day in the Course in Miracles. They said, I don't want to be in a special relationship, which is codependent. I want to be in the holy relationship, which is where I'm just consciousness. I mean, this is daft. This is absolutely insane. This is the ego dressed up in drag, masking around as this choice for truth, and somehow you're going to let go of the ego and just be this amazing. It doesn't work that way. How it works is when awareness awakens to itself, which is spontaneous, it comes to see that it's not separate from what appeared to be the ego before. This thought that you have for yourself, the root source of it was always awakened anyway. At the root of anything is this pure consciousness. And when it awakens as the root source, everything just, yourself just changes. It begins to remodify in association to consciousness being experienced. That's all. and you carry on chopping wood, carrying water. Simple as that.